Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're diving into a really cool solution to a massive problem that's kind of hiding in plain sight. A problem that's actually slowing down some of the most important scientific work of our time.
Just look at this number, over 10,000. In fields that are moving at lightning speed, like AI and robotics, that's how many new research papers can drop in a single year. It's a tidal wave of new information.
So, imagine you're a scientist or an engineer trying to stay on the cutting edge. This isn't just a small problem, it's becoming basically impossible. I mean, how can any single person, or even a whole team, possibly keep up with that kind of flood? And it's not just an inconvenience. The authors of the paper we're looking at today put it perfectly. They call this information overload a fundamental bottleneck. Basically, it's a traffic jam that's slowing down the very engine of scientific progress. So what's the fix? Well, there's a new framework called Real Deep Research that might just be the answer. In this explainer, we're going to break down the problem, talk about this new GPS for science, look at how it works, see what it's found, and then ask, what does this mean for the future? So let's start with this idea of a GPS for science. To get around this information overload, researchers built something that's way more than just a search engine. Think of it like a super smart GPS that can navigate the entire landscape of scientific research. And here it is. It's called RDR, or Real Deep Research. The core idea is that it's a whole system that uses AI to automatically read, understand, and connect the dots between thousands of papers. The end goal? To give researchers a real bird's-eye view of their entire field. And this is absolutely crucial. RDR isn't just a faster way to find papers. No, it's a tool for deep analysis. It can spit out incredibly high-quality summaries, spot trends you'd otherwise miss, and, as we're about to see, it actually performs better than a lot of the big commercial AI tools out there.
All right, so how on earth does this GPS actually work? How does it navigate this incredibly dense, complex world of research without getting totally lost? Let's pop the hood and take a look.
The whole process really boils down to 4 key steps. First, it sucks in and cleans up thousands of papers. Step 2, it uses an AI to read them and pull out the key ideas. Then, here's where the magic happens. It turns all that text into a special kind of mathematical coordinate called an embedding. Just think of it like this. Every idea gets a point on a huge invisible map, and similar ideas, they get plotted right next to each other. Finally, the system just looks at that map, finds the clusters of dots, and automatically identifies the big themes and patterns. It's a way of turning a giant mess of data into a clean, structured map of knowledge. Okay, so we know how it works, but what can a system like this actually discover? What can it find that a human researcher, even a brilliant one, might completely miss while trying to swim through all those documents? Well, check this out. One of RDR's superpowers is trend analysis. It can literally see what's getting hot and what's not. For example, in robotics, it noticed that things like teleoperation and dexterous manipulation are on the rise, while some older ideas in reinforcement learning are slowing down. Now, if you're a student trying to figure out what to study, that kind of insight is pure gold. And of course, it's also a ridiculously smart search tool. So if a researcher has a super specific question like, hey, show me papers about using 3D simulations for robot hands, RDR can just instantly pull up the most important papers. It's the perfect launchpad for anyone trying to get into a new area. So the million-dollar question, is it actually any good? The researchers put it to the test. They had human experts blindly compare its summaries to those from some of the biggest AI models on the planet. And the results? They speak for themselves. RDR came out on top with an average rank of 1.3. It's a powerful reminder that a specialized, focused approach can still pack a major punch. So let's zoom out for our last section here, the future of research. What does a tool like this really mean for the big picture? Why should we care about this beyond it just being a neat tool for scientists? Well, because RDR understands how papers connect to each other, it can build something amazing, a knowledge graph of an entire field. This isn't just a list of papers, it's a map that shows the hidden highways and backroads connecting different ideas. It can even show links between totally different fields like robotics and biology. This is how you break down silos and maybe, just maybe, spark the next big interdisciplinary breakthrough. And this leaves us with a really fascinating thought. We always think about AI making brand new discoveries from scratch. But what if its most powerful use, right now, is as a compass, a tool to help us navigate the enormous ocean of knowledge we've already created by showing us the connections we've missed? Tools like RDR won't just help us find the next answer, they might help us ask entirely new questions. And that is a truly exciting frontier.